The universe is big. Like, really big. There are an estimated 200 billion galaxies, each packed with billions of planets. Statistically, some of them must have intelligent life. And yet, nothing. No intergalactic visitors, no messages, no flying saucers landing in the middle of our crop fields. Why? Are they ghosting us? Do they even exist? And more importantly, what if they've been here and we just don't know it? In this video, I'm going to dive into the Fermi Paradox, the Great Filter, even UFOs and conspiracy theories. Are aliens here? Is your neighbour an alien? Find out. Alright, before we get too deep into if aliens have or haven't visited, let's ask the bigger question. Do aliens even exist? Because if they don't, this whole debate is about as pointless as a flat earther's GPS. The short answer is, probably. The longer answer is, it's complicated. Let's start with just the numbers. There are at least 100 billion planets in our galaxy, and scientists estimate that at least 6 billion of those are Earth-like rocky planets in habitable zones with the right conditions for liquid water. That's just our galaxy. Multiply that across the entire universe, and the idea that we're the only intelligent life, nah. That's like flipping a coin 1 trillion times and getting heads every single time. No way. Then there's the discovery of exoplanets. A few decades ago, we didn't even know if planets outside our solar system existed. Now, we found over 5,000 of them, many of which could support life. And let's not forget, we've already found organic molecules in space. We've detected amino acids on meteorites, complex carbon compounds in nebulae, and potential biosignatures on exoplanets. Translation, these are the building blocks of life, literally floating around in space. So life is probably not that rare. The real question is, how common is intelligent life? Bacteria, microbes, alien molds, yeah, we're almost certain these exist somewhere. But whole civilizations, spacefaring species, hyper-intelligent beings with laser cannons and intergalactic Wi-Fi, that's where things get a bit more difficult. Because if advanced aliens are out there, why haven't we found them? Or worse, why haven't they found us? Which brings us on to the Fermi Paradox, which honestly is a bit of a cosmic horror story. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi sat down for lunch, casually took a bite of his sandwich and said, if intelligent life is common, where the hell is it? It's a solid question. Our galaxy alone has 100 billion planets. That's more planets than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. With those odds, aliens should be everywhere. We should be seeing them, we should be hearing from them, but instead there's just silence. Nothing. It's like going to a packed football stadium and realising you're the only one making noise. Either the universe is eerily empty, or something is stopping alien civilizations from reaching us. Which brings us to the Great Filter. This theory suggests the idea that there's some invisible barrier stopping any civilization from becoming interstellar, and we have no idea what it is. But let's run through the most likely suspects. Despite what I said earlier, life itself is still incredibly rare. We don't fully understand it. Maybe Earth is just special. Maybe most planets never even get simple bacteria, let alone intelligent life. Or maybe civilizations tend to self-destruct. Nuclear war, AI rebellion, climate disasters. Let's be honest, humans have already come pretty close. If every species invents nukes before they invent interstellar travel, well maybe that's why space is so quiet. Not the most reassuring thing, but hey, there's option 3. The universe is just dangerous. Supernova, gamma ray bursts, asteroid impacts. Space is like the worst neighbourhood imaginable. Maybe advanced civilizations do pop up, but something wipes them out before they can even leave their planet. And then there's the most boring answer. Interstellar travel is just impossible. Maybe faster than light travel will always be science fiction. Maybe no one, human or aliens, will ever leave their solar system. Which means if you're waiting for aliens to visit Earth, you might be waiting a long time. We're going to be optimistic. Let's assume aliens do exist. Why haven't they made contact? Well, first of all, space is stupidly massive. Our closest star, Alpha Centauri, is 4.37 light years away. With our fastest spacecraft, that's a 1,000-year journey. Not exactly a weekend trip. If aliens are out there, they might be too far away for us to reach. Or worse, they might be too far in time. Maybe intelligent life existed millions of years ago and wiped itself out before we ever evolved. Or maybe it won't appear for another million years. It's like two people calling each other, but one dials in 2024 and the other picks up in the year 2 million. Missed connection. So maybe we're just in the boring part of the galaxy's timeline. Here's an opposing thought. What if aliens have found us, but they just don't care? What if aliens are watching us, but they see us as a primitive species? Maybe Earth is like a wildlife preservation, and they have a strict no-contact policy. Ah yes, the humans. Fascinating creatures. Watch how they fight over tiny green pieces of paper. Or maybe they saw our reality TV shows and went, nah. However, life is mysterious. What if aliens have already been here? Because, let's be honest, some people are absolutely convinced that Earth has already been visited by extraterrestrials. We've got UFO sightings, government declassified documents, ancient astronaut theories, and that one guy on the History Channel with the mad hair. So let's figure it out. What's the actual, realistic likelihood that aliens have visited Earth? First off, there have been hundreds of thousands of UFO reportings, especially over the recent years. Some of them are easily explained, weather balloons, military aircrafts, optical illusions, but others aren't. Some pilots and military personnel have reported objects that move at impossible speeds, change direction instantly, and defy the laws of physics as we understand them. Even the US government has admitted they have no idea what some of these objects are. So, could these be alien spacecrafts? Well, here's where things get tricky. For aliens to have visited us, they have to have gone over all the things we said before. They have to exist, have developed interstellar travel, they have had to have chosen to come to Earth of all the other trillions of planets in the universe. And let's be real, if they did make the journey, why are they just flying around aimlessly and occasionally abducting cows? Seems a bit of a waste of energy. But still, they could have been scouting us out. Maybe they sent robotic probes like we sent to Mars. Maybe they're just studying us from a distance. Or maybe they're waiting for us to develop a certain level of intelligence before they even make contact. Which will probably take a while, so sorry aliens. But let's get rational. What are the actual odds that aliens have physically been to Earth? Unfortunately, not great. Space travel is hard. Even at the speed of light, travelling between stars would take years. If aliens are coming from another galaxy, we're talking about a trip that could take thousands, if not millions of years. Now, they could have some kind of warp drive or wormhole technology, but until we see evidence of that, we have to assume physics applies there as it does here. Even if aliens do have interstellar travel, why would they come here? The universe is packed with billions of planets, many of which are probably far more interesting than Earth. We don't even have floating cities or space elevators yet. We barely have functioning Wi-Fi on trains. So, unless the Earth has something insanely valuable, it's hard to see why aliens would want to make the trip in the first place. For something as huge as alien visitation, we have shockingly little proof. Solid proof. No alien ships, no artifacts, no intergalactic McDonald's. We have grainy videos, eyewitness accounts, and a lot of, trust me bro. But if an advanced civilization did visit Earth, you'd think they leave something behind. Even humans, when we explore new places, we leave obvious traces. Satellites, footprints, McDonald's wrappers. Yet for aliens, there's nothing verifiable. So, have aliens visited us? Right now, there's no solid proof. That doesn't mean it's impossible. But based on what we know about physics, space travel, and human psychology, it's far more likely that UFO sightings are either misidentified military tech, optical illusions, or just wishful thinking. But the search continues. SETI is scanning the sky, scientists are finding more habitable planets, governments are still investigating UAPs. Maybe aliens will visit us one day. Or maybe they took one look at Earth and thought, nah, can't be asked. What do you think? Are we alone, floating around in space, for eternity? Or are you convinced that aliens built the pyramids and then just peaced out? Or somewhere in between? Let me know.